the biggest difference with working with these is that we're so used to working with concrete and wood, and this is the problem. So working with metal, you got to bring in welders, and that changes a lot. You got weather that you got to be concerned about. It's been really rainy, so that's not a good mix for power tools. Rain.
Yeah.
So you know, you have different delays. Also, these right here, these are the frames that we had built out by the metal workers, and they're gonna go right where you see these perforations, and you can already see that the metal's been cut or whatnot, and that's where, and where they kind of where they're sitting is where they'll go.
To begin the panel for today, I'm going to pass the mic around and have each and every one of these beautiful panelists introduce themselves, give them a little snippet about what they do, and then we're gonna go from there.
Hello everyone, my name is Louise, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Utopia, a nonprofit that supports the pooling of resources within the Black community.
Woo! Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Majesty Gale, and I am a property developer. I build property that is affordable and sustainable by using renewable energy sources like solar and geothermal and other foreign things like that. Woo! So we'll have a window here. We'll have a window here. The door will be right here. And window. We had to have these custom made at a metal shop, and that took some time as well.
Yep.
The supply chain has been very delayed just all across the world. I think a lot of people are feeling that because of the pandemic. It just slowed down shipments and manufacturing. The windows that we're putting in here are on back order for 4 weeks. So, you know, we're ready to go, but we don't have everything that we need as far as that goes. So there's a lot of challenges that come with it, with building right now or anything like that. So, but anyway, we're getting it done. So as you can see, this is what we have to do next. That's what we're putting in the windows. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into framing, and we're gonna use 2x4 wood studs, which also has risen in price. It's doubled in price since the pandemic. Yeah, wood cost. So my advice would be more mental. Just make sure that you decide and you commit to what you want to do. Make sure that you're sure about it, because there's no going back when you become an entrepreneur. You got to go all in to succeed. So don't, you know, like don't come half-stepping. Just make sure it's something that you want to do and commit. We try, you know, the goal is to keep costs low. And we do what we can, but man, there's some things you just can't get past. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna, you know, go with put studs in each one of these concave areas and whatnot, and frame the whole thing out. It's gonna be a 2-bedroom, 1-bath with the kitchenette as well. We're hoping for total solar, where it can be completely off the grid. But if not, it'll be some hybrid where you're solar and then you have some type of backup, whether it's a generator. Whether it's actually we'll tie into the electrical grid. We're trying to stay off of the grid if possible. We want this to be an all-grid solution so that people don't have electrical bills at all. There's enough sun, as you can see, the sun is the most powerful situation I can think of, so we should tie into it.
Well, I actually started at the age of 27 thanks to my now husband. I was working in Buckhead at a accreditation firm doing their marketing, and I met my husband on Tinder. Of course, and he was running a cryptocurrency business. I was actually passed up for a promotion that they then called me back and tried to hire me for. That's another story. And he asked me to join him in business, so I hung up my corporate jacket and took on the entrepreneurial path. We've been doing that ever since.
But yeah, so this will take probably about 2 or 4 weeks to do, assuming we can get what we need on time, but we'll make it happen. Yeah, so that's where we at right now, just cutting out the access points, and then we'll board up these areas as well so that, you know, people won't come in and take things, because we do keep tools and materials in here, and go straight into framing. And then after that, we'll start working on the installation and all of the above. As well, so we should be able to have this model ready for the general public to view somewhere towards the end of October early November, and that's when the game starts for real, because we're looking at basically replicating this in different forms or whatnot, but for the most part, as it is. We're looking to turn these containers into housing, and we're generating a lot of interest and kind of moving forward. So it's a beautiful thing. We really see this as a solution.
To me, success is different for everybody, so I don't think that there's one specific way that it looks, but I think that as long as you progressing towards your goal, that goal that I was talking about, that you got to commit to, then that's success to me. If every day, you know, you lay in one brick, you know, in some time you're gonna have a structure. So that's what I would say success is. As long as you're working towards that goal and you're doing that, you know, 110%, you're giving your all, then that's success.
I mean, it's a good amount of space. There's people that are living in hotel rooms paying, you know, $2,000 a month to do so. Somebody that's making $13.50 an hour can't afford, you know, this situation here. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, new construction, new materials, renewable energy, all of that good stuff, man. And their payments will be anywhere from about $600 to $650 a month. You know what I mean? To own it, they would own it and the land. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're working on. As long as we can keep the costs low and follow through on what we're supposed to be doing on our end as far as production, then we're gonna make it happen. So just, you know, just excited about the project.
I would agree that we should most likely go the route that would create homeowners as opposed to the transient housing. So we're looking in another direction for the transient housing situation. We're still going to move forward, but that'll be a completely different project where we reposition commercial space like hotels and whatnot. So that's what we're working on the side as far as transitional housing. But we would like to create cottage community developments of these units. I would like to understand more about the limitations as far as density.
You got some land in mind already, don't you?
Yes.
I can tell.
Yeah. Well, a few prospects, and that's why.
I actually have a really good example of hiring because we were looking to build our marketing team, and I was looking for a videographer. And so, of course, there's hundreds of videographers in Atlanta, maybe thousands. And so I was pouring through all these emails and all these resumes, and everybody did really great work. And then I came across our videographer, Zay, and he actually did the obvious. He sent me links to his work, his portfolio. And I noticed, I was like, I'm going through all these resumes and nobody sent me a link to their portfolio. I have to message them and ask them for more information, examples of their work. And so my advice would be to don't overlook people who do the obvious. Don't do any extra work. Somebody who wants to work for you, they'll track you down.
And I think, in contrast to what you're saying, I really think Atlanta is the place to start because they've been harping so much on affordable housing.
Man, I would actually say that the gym that I had would be mental, because everything at the end of the day starts with your mindset. But I would say think bigger than you are. Whatever you're thinking, times it by 10. It's called the 10X rule. It's something that I follow and it's something that has given me success. But whatever you're thinking, if you're in music and you think I'm gonna sell 10,000 records, multiply that by 10. Think bigger. You can do so much more. And, you know, we've seen it happen from Obama becoming president to someone like Jay-Z going from the streets to a billionaire. You can do anything. Don't limit your thinking to what you think everybody around you will be comfortable with. Go ahead and have big, crazy goals. You know what I mean? That would be my job.
But we saw that there was a major need as far as the housing prices. We see that I don't see a solution in mind. And the issue seems to be that nobody can build quick enough or cheap enough. So we started looking at other solutions. There's some other building materials that exist internationally, specifically in Africa, like cement building or whatnot, but there were some coating issues over here. So we just saw the Conex containers that, you know, they were pretty popular, but they're always done with some type of niche or some type of luxury niche as opposed to something like that could be utilized by everyone. So we saw an open market, and here we are. But it's been since about April or May that we've actually been kind of taking this serious as a concept, and so it's a newer concept or whatnot. But fortunately, we have history, experience with just real estate and construction and whatnot, and you know, bring in experts like you guys to help us get to the point. But it's just to solve the issue.
Hello everyone, this is Elise.
Majesty.
And we just wrapped up our session at the Social Currency Panel, talking about financial literacy, real estate, taxes, and a slew of other topics.
It was a really good panel. There was a lot of really good questions. We were able to disseminate some good information to the community. And now we're about to eat some food and have some fun with the people. We always love coming together and talking about solutions and tangibles and things that people can take home and put to use. We talked about mindset. We talked about marketing strategies. We talked about some of everything. They were really good questions. The crowd was great. So yeah, we just had a good time. It's nice to be out, you know, in this pandemic. It's, you know, everything is shut down, so it's been nice to get out and, you know, kind of mingle with the people. So we had a real good time.
Thank you guys so much.